Today's episode of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast is brought to you by the Xbox Drive, the most horsepower podcast in all the land. Go check out Sean Capri and Luke Lore and everything they're doing on that podcast. It is amazing stuff. Bah. What is up, everybody, and welcome to these stupid seasons. Okay.
Oh, no.
You got me all screwed up.
Who came up with that? Jeez.
You, jackass. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Season 3, Episode 7 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, the banana smuggler, Toby Thornton. What is up? What are you doing?
What is up, Bobby?
Why?
It's good to be back.
Okay. Why do you have bananas? Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Because I was a little.
I forgot
lost my voice last week, Bobby.
I forgot we said that last week. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. At first I'm sitting there going like, why the heck does he have bananas? And then all of a sudden I'm like, it dawns on me. Because, you're going to hear it if you listen to the end of the podcast. But like, you exposed it at first. And I was just like, I'm thinking to myself, like, why the hell does he have bananas? Like, what is wrong with him? That's awesome. That's good. I mean, you know what? You know why that makes me happy?
Why?
Because that means you listen to the podcast.
I listen. I always listen.
There was a time when I had to yell at you to make you start listening to podcasts again. Are you listening to a lot of podcasts again or no?
I listen to If We Ran Nintendo, the Nintendo PlayStation podcast, just to make sure we're on top form.
Well, but real quick before you go on with that, the reason why I listen to my podcasts are, I just want to make sure like what I say sometimes because I forget. You know what I mean? Like because I do so much stuff.
You say a lot of things.
I say a lot of things all over the place. So I like to just kind of refresh my memory of what I said. This way, when people like tweet at me or whatever, or yell at me, I could defend myself properly because I know what I said. But the other reason too is just to listen to the quality, to hear like, is things wrong with the show? Is it right with the show? Yeah. Which, by the way, you brought up If We Ran Nintendo last week. You messaged me at like 4:00 in the morning. Thank you for that. I would have never been able to make it through the day if you didn't wake me up. But it basically was Discord was having a problem where it made it sound like it was skipping, and it was horrible. In the middle of the show, Sean and I actually just shut it down. Now, a funny story of that is when I edited the podcast, I forgot to cut that part out, and I posted it. And it is laced with profanity. Like from Sean and I, because we're so mad, and we're like cursing up and down. And then all of a sudden Sean's like, Bobby, you forgot to... Because I was actually recording another podcast on Sunday. I posted that one, and then I'm recording a podcast, and Sean's like, Bobby, you forgot to cut. And I'm like, oh my God. So I just pull everything down real quick in the middle of doing the other podcast. I was just like, wait a minute, I got to do this. So anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you. So what else are you listening to?
I occasionally listen to your Animal Crossing one.
Breaking Bells.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. One that I don't really listen to that I probably should is the Nintendo Talk Live.
Oh yeah, that's
so fun. I should probably get into that. But
but not just my stuff. Do you listen to other people?
Of course, I listen to other stuff.
Well, what do you listen to? I'll just ask you, what do you listen to? You're naming off all the stuff that I do.
I listen to Easy Allies and Game Scoop.
You still listen to Easy Allies?
Yeah, I love them, dude. And Switch Island podcast, shout out to them. They're awesome.
Yes. Did you listen to the one when I was on it? Yeah, just take a sip.
I did.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked you that when you had the glass to your mouth.
I also, speaking of Switch Island, this is not my geek out, but Benji at Benji Kong was doing a competition on a YouTube video that he did. He asked people to comment their sort of silly game ideas, and he picks his favourite idea, and the winner won a $10 Nintendo eShop voucher. And he picked my idea, Bobby, so I won that competition.
You two need to stop. This love affair is getting out of control.
Dude, and you know what's even better, right? Is that the idea that I gave him was that one that I told you about a few years ago.
What are these two idiots doing in the room?
They're fighting on the
Tell
side.
them
They
to
should
stop.
be sleeping right now.
Like, tell Riley to chill out. Because I know he's instigating over there.
No, they're fighting each other.
Yeah,
like,
because Riley
they're out of
probably
control.
started with them. It's like two
No,
little
that's
children.
not true.
That's totally true.
Yoshi's...
Yoshi is a saint.
No.
I'm tired of you crapping all over Yoshi all these years.
Do you want me to go actually sort them out?
Well, I can hear him in the background. I think
all right.
It's a little distracting to the people. Like
one sec.
You know, we start the show and you just can't get it together, Toby. Like he's away for those, but like the guy, you would figure like when it's time to go, when it's go time, the guy should be ready to go, and he's just never ready. Every single week, it's the same thing. This little shepherd for the devil right here, this one right here. He's part devil. This dog. It's ridiculous.
What, Riley?
Yes, every single time. Look at him.
He's got a guilty face.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Toby, let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode.
I didn't finish my story, Bobby.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Your Benji Kong story. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, if you remember, a couple of years ago, I brought this game idea to you on the Geekcast, and it was for a VR game where you meet the parents, and in VR you sit at the dinner table, you've got motion controls to pick up bits of cutlery and stuff, and you've got to make a good impression on the parents.
So this is probably something that I just tore you apart for even bringing
yeah,
to my
you
attention.
did. You really did.
And Benji loves it. Of course.
It's paid off.
Of course.
After all these years.
After all these years, you finally got paid for your stupid idea. That's good. That's real good. I'm calling that competition totally rigged. As Rybo would say, it was totally rigged.
Rigged.
Totally rigged. That's what Rybo says. Anyway, Toby, let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our Geek Outs.
Geek Outs.
Oh,
I'm not going crazy because my throat's a little bit.
I understand. You still got banana. You still got that banana hangover.
Yeah. There's a bit of peel stuck in there somewhere.
Oh boy. What are you geeking out about, Toby?
I'm geeking out about the Nintendo Direct. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, we'll leave it at that because we're going to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Plus, you just went on about this. You and Benji Kong.
Oh, this dog is farted. He's on my lap and he's farted. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's chemical warfare.
What is happening right now? Are you serious right now?
What is he doing?
See, I told you, he's bad news, man. This dog is bad news.
He was eating Skips earlier. Do you have Skips in America?
No, I don't know what Skips are.
It's like a prawn cocktail flavour crisp that like melts on your tongue.
What's wrong with... Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh. Okay. Wow. Okay, anyway, I am geeking out about reaching 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. I did that yesterday. I want to thank everybody that helped me get to that level. I wouldn't be able to do it without everybody that pushed and helped. I was about 9 away yesterday, and I put a tweet out and asked for help. And like within 20 minutes, boom, I had them. And it was like, this is amazing. Like, these people are so awesome. Off of that, I decided to do a giveaway. So if you want to find out how to win the stuff, go over to my YouTube channel. There's a video there. Miss Click and I did a Nintendo Talk Live last night, and we announced the giveaway during that. But it's a standout video. Basically, I'm giving away a 1-year subscription to Nintendo, Let's Go Eevee with the Pokeball Plus, and a Nintendo Switch. So I'm giving away all 3 items to one person. The competition, it's going to last 2 weeks. So head on over to youtube.com/Nintendo Guru to find out how to win that. And but man, besides that, like I'm really humbled, man, that people this week it just seems like people really started to take a liking because I started to come back a little bit with some Nintendo Guru Daily stuff, and people really seem to be like they've missed it. They're telling me they missed it, and I'm like, you know what, man, I'm gonna start because what I did was I actually started streaming on Twitch a lot. And then I was just like, you know what, man, I wanna jump back in and start doing some good stuff over here. So that's where we've been.
Yeah, I'm glad of it. I like your YouTube stuff. Like I'm more of a YouTube guy in general.
Yeah.
So like, I don't really watch a lot of people on Twitch. So I'm glad you're doing more YouTube stuff.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, congratulations.
Really Thank you, man. Thank you.
And it's a really, really cool giveaway. So awesome.
Thank you very much, Toby. And listen, man, and truthfully, man, like there's people that contribute to the channel, like you. Like you've helped me a lot in the past 3 years that we've been doing this. I can always count on you to give me a hand and help me do things, and so I appreciate your help with everything too as well. Even though you don't really do much, but still, you give me a hard time most of the time, but still. But what topic you want to do first? You want to do the Nintendo, or let's do the Sony topic first, because I think we might spend a little bit of time with the Nintendo topic. So.
Okay, all right. So my topic is Ubisoft. Recently said that they will have 3 or 4 AAA games releasing in the next fiscal year. So, I just wanted to speculate about what games they could be, because they've got a lot of different franchises. There's a couple of games that we know won't be coming, so I don't know if you know about that.
No,
but
well, let me ask you a question before we begin here. Are these new games that they have not announced yet?
Yeah, like they might be in an existing franchise, but like, what do we reckon that they might announce, say at E3, and it will come out before March, April next year? Like
Division's coming out, but that's not one of these games.
If that's, I'm not sure what the release date is for the Division.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can look that up quickly.
Okay. So, all right. So go ahead.
I'll look that up.
Okay. So basically what we're looking at 3 to 4 games that are potentially coming out this year from Ubisoft. Man, I mean, is it crazy to think that we might get a Mario Rabbids 2? Like,
I don't think so, actually. Division 2's out March 15th.
Okay, so would that be in this,
I don't think we should count that.
Okay, so we don't.
No, I wouldn't count that.
So let's just say 3 games, because I don't know that they're. Well, we'll just randomly talk about what we think is going to come out this year.
Yeah.
I think Mario Rabbids 2. I think it was such a massively successful game. Ubisoft is known for turning stuff around very quickly. That Donkey Kong DLC was a massive DLC pack. I could see them doing another one because it was so successful and so many people loved it. So for me personally, I can see that happening without a doubt.
Yeah, I can see that too, especially since they're with a Starlink. Yeah. They're doing more content for that. So they're obviously very happy with Nintendo, and Nintendo's very happy with them right now. So I could definitely see that happening.
So let me say this. I believe that either one of 2 things happen. We get a Mario Rabbids 2, or there's another Nintendo franchise game they're working on. Like another game where they're going to implement some Nintendo stuff, because I feel like that relationship is going to continue to blossom and grow. I really feel like that game or that company and Nintendo really turned a corner and are doing some really phenomenal things. So
yeah. I think that's going to be the only Nintendo game that they release, though. I think all the rest will be PlayStation, Xbox. I think that there's a good chance that we will see Watch Dogs 3.
I was going to say that. That was in my mind. I really feel like... I don't know how Watch Dogs 2 did, but I feel like that's not a game that Ubisoft is ready to just push aside and do away with. I think that we will see something again.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2 was definitely much more like well critically received than the first game. I'm not sure if it sold more. Normally sequels do. So I think because it was such a step up in quality though that there's no reason for them not to do a third one.
Yeah. So obviously we know it doesn't include Far Cry. I mean, could we see Far Cry 6 or do you think it's too early for that?
I think it's well too early for that.
Okay.
I think that'll be the year after. I think they did say no Assassin's Creed as well.
Okay. Wow. Well, you know what? They've kind of taken a step back from that. Well, okay. So here's two things. One, they are doing an Assassin's Creed game. They're doing Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. So I don't know if that counts.
I wouldn't count that.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
No.
So for me, I basically want to bring that up because I want people to understand it. Like, hey, that doesn't mean they're not getting anything Assassin's Creed wise. Ubisoft has kind of taken this mantra of like, we put out a new one and then maybe we kind of go back to the past a little bit and fix it. I know that they want to go back and redo a couple of them and put them back out. So that's neither here nor there. But Odyssey was a big game last year. I do like to see the new Ubi where they don't like push these games out every single year and they kind of take a step back because I felt like it was just getting too monotonous.
What do you think about bringing Rayman back as a 3D platformer?
Ooh, I don't know, man. Because with Rayman, man, they really crushed it with their last offering.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna say, I believe that's probably a game that's in the works. I believe that game was probably very successful on the Switch this time around. I know it was pretty decent the last time. Like, it wasn't that great on the Wii U. I know it did well or decent with PlayStation and Xbox. I feel like they're probably going to bring that game out again and do another Rayman game. I don't know that it would be 3D. I believe they're probably working on another 2D game. That's just my opinion.
I think the 2D ones have been real successful. But I think people have had 3D platformers, character-driven platformers, have had a bit of a resurgence with, Ukulele. I know Ukulele wasn't great, but you had the Crash trilogy and the Spyro trilogy. So I think that they are starting to come back.
What about Zombie? Zombie U. I mean, obviously not Zombie U, but maybe like a zombie game, like a sequel to that.
I don't know. I think that's done. I don't think they're going to do any more with that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to throw some stuff out there that I think it could potentially be. So let me see what else we got here. So Rainbow Six, do we think we see a Tom Clancy game?
I think we'll definitely get something in the Tom Clancy universe, whether that's like a Ghost Recon Wildlands sequel or a Rainbow Six sequel, something like that. Yeah, guaranteed.
Very, very possible. Very, very possible.
But then the division is Tom Clancy as well, so I don't know.
Now
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
These games that you said, were they? These are brand new games. These are games that weren't announced, correct?
Yeah, unannounced, I guess. Yeah.
Because I'll just say Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's we're not gonna.
Well, even if that was the thing, I just don't think that game is coming out for a long time. I think that's going to be next gen. Really? Yeah.
You think it's that far off?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Man, it's not. What about For Honor?
That's a good one actually. I didn't think about that. That's still going strong. I think they just released it on PS Plus. So there could be a whole bunch of new fans waiting for a sequel to that.
Yeah. The Crew, they just put one out in 2018, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that would actually, they'd have another one, but it's a weird thing with Ubisoft where some of these franchises, they'll turn them around in a year. I don't think we see another Starlink this year. I think that's out of the realm of possibility. We know Assassin's Creed isn't going to happen. Just trying to see. Watch Dogs 2, the last time that was 2016.
Yeah,
so
that's what I think we're definitely primed for that.
The other one would be Steep, maybe. But I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think we'll see that again. You know what though? I think we'll either see the rumored Splinter Cell. That's been rumored for a long time that there's going to be a new Splinter Cell.
Okay.
Or just something new entirely, because Ubisoft is really good for new games, because especially their E3 conferences usually end with a brand new franchise, never seen anything like it. So,
I mean, oh my god, dude, how did we miss this one? This is an absolute Just Dance.
I wouldn't call that AAA, man.
I know, just kidding.
What about Skull and Bones?
That's possible. Because I think that people love their pirate games.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep forgetting about that game though, because
who knows?
Yeah.
So Toby, let's take a quick break here. When we return, we're going to jump into the Nintendo topic. We're going to discuss the Nintendo Direct that just happened. So, and I guess you're going to eat a banana while we're away. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Thank you guys for sticking around, for those that did. And we're going to jump into the Nintendo topic for this week. And basically what I wanted to do is I just wanted to break down the Nintendo Direct that just happened and kind of go over our opinions and what we liked and what we didn't like and all that good stuff. So we'll just jump in and we'll start just working our way through. So the first game, obviously, Super Mario Maker 2. It gets a sequel for the Switch. It's not a port, so they're saying. I know you're happy about this one.
Dude, I am so excited for this.
So like to make more troll levels.
Everything that I wanted out of a sequel, they're giving us. They're giving us slopes.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving us vertical scrolling levels.
Yeah.
They're giving us control of the camera.
Yeah.
They're giving us enemies, different types of blocks. They're giving us a new theme with 3D world.
That's pretty awesome. You know, it makes me say, like, I would love a 3D world Nintendo. I would like Nintendo to make me a new 2D side-scrolling Mario game with those aesthetics. Because that's just awesome that they did that.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I don't know. It's going to be so strange how that affects like the whole Mario Maker community, those kind of levels, because with the power-ups, like the way Cat Mario can scuttle up walls vertically,
you'll just bury levels, man.
Like, yeah, I mean, how are they gonna? I don't know, man. It's just gonna be, you know, the stuff they're adding is really great for clever level designers, but it's also really scary for the troll levels.
Yeah.
Like the amount of new stuff that they're giving trolls so many new tools to play with.
Listen, I think the number one thing to me that's going to make or break this game out the gates is the curation system. It's got to be better than it was on the Wii U.
And I think it will be, because I think they're showing us that they're listening.
Well, hopefully. Because, I mean, there was a guy that put a website out that actually, like, it was a much better curation system. Like, you could actually go in, upload your codes and your stuff, and actually the way it was set up was like you picked it and it would drag it over to your system and it would already download it for you.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty awesome if they had something that was just more in depth. That like, hey man, I want to play Super Mario World levels. Boom, I can go make Super Mario
filters.
World.
Like, if you could say, all right, so I only want Super Mario World, but I want to see courses with a 50% clear rate. Yes. Something like that. Because otherwise you're going to get so many of those ridiculous ones mixed in. Maybe if there's even a way to detect, I don't know if they could do that, but if they could detect like the auto run levels, and sort of filter those out,
get them out of there. Yeah. I mean, there was some that were cool, but it got boring playing. And the other thing I want too is I want to be able to create a world, not just a level. Meaning, if you remember, you could do those runs where you could do like 8 worlds or whatever, and then you would have to try to work your way through all 8. The problem is, at least I felt, was if I put a power up in a level, it was only good for that level, and that's it. That's not what a Mario game is all about. A Mario game is about progression. So if I get a fire flower, I take that fire flower to the next level. It would be nice that if I was able to go and say, like, hey, I put a fire flower in my World 1-1. Now I get to create a Bobby's World 1-2. And then basically, you come through and it's like, okay, you had that fire flower, you start over. And I think in my mind, as a designer, it's my object is to make you lose that fire flower. In some way, like give you something that's like, it's good if you can keep it, but it's also an ability for me to try to take some stuff away from you as well. And I think it basically goes like, because here's the other thing too, is like, as I'm building a level and I'm building a world, I have to say to myself, like, here is my first world. Here, you and that dog. Here is my second world. If you carry over a power, how does that affect how the second level I built is run? So,
yeah, I get what you mean, but you have to, like, if people can carry over powers, you have to account for that in the way you build your levels. So, like, I wonder if they're going to put the cape in.
They didn't in the last one. Yeah, they did. The cape was in the last one.
Really? It was it? Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
I do.
So if you start with the cape, if you get to a new level with the cape, and that level's not designed for you to have the cape, and you can just fly over the entire level. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I mean, you have to take that all into consideration to figure that out. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to figure in your mind, how do I take that power up away from this person? Is there a way that I could take this power up away to stop them from just flying through the whole level?
Yeah, another, like, one of the coolest things from the trailer that I saw was the way you can have a level with water and also land, where the water just comes up and down. Because because you could have one or the other before, and now being able to combine that's going to be really interesting.
Awesome, it's going to be really cool. I'm just going to go through. I got this list off of Polygon, so we're just going to go in the order that they present them.
Right.
The second game that they talk about is Zelda: Link's Awakening. So this was the shocker. This came at the end of the presentation.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this one. But this was good. This is very well.
So I was expecting 2D Zelda, but I wasn't expecting the remake.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on it? Are you happy about it?
I am over the moon, Bobby, because I love the original. Mm-hmm. I love the new art style. It's something that they've not done before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it looks perfect. It looks exactly like my type of game.
It does look fantastic. Like, to me, when you look at that game, man, it looks so appealing to me.
Yeah.
Like, I look at aesthetically, I'm just like, I am in love with this game. I cannot wait for more of it. I'll be honest with you. I really can't.
I was a little bit surprised by your reaction, actually, because I don't think that you are really into the original, but obviously you love top-down Zelda, so...
Here's the thing. I love top-down Zelda. But for me, it's like, why I didn't love the original was because I wasn't a fan of the green and the gray of the original Game Boy. It just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? And also the other thing that was very tough about that game was the difficulty level like really spikes up as you get deeper in that game. So I feel like now that I've had time to play other Zelda games, it's time for me to go back and finally conquer this game and put it to rest.
Yeah.
There's always that part in the back of your brain that goes, man, I never beat this game. And I've been on other podcasts where I've bashed this game, and I've been like, oh, this game is bad. And, I just feel aesthetically this is going to be right up my alley. Like, this gets me more excited than if they were to just go like, here it is again on a virtual console, like, go play it. Like, I'd be like, no, I don't want to.
I am slightly worried about the blur around the edge of the screen in the village sections in the trailer. I don't like that effect. I didn't like it in 3D Dot Game Heroes. I hope that that's something that you can either switch off or is only there for the trailer, because it's not when you're in the dungeons, they don't have that blur around the edge. It's only in the overworld.
It could be. I was gonna say it could be because you're dreaming, like you're.
I don't know, man. I think it looks ugly. I think
nothing took it away from me. Nothing. I was not upset about anything. It could be too, Toby. They could be blurring the edges because they didn't want you to see beyond.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Like they might have been just wanting to keep your focus reined into a tight area.
Maybe Link's short-sighted.
It's possible. It's very possible. Next game up on the list here is from Platinum Games, Astral Chain. It's coming to the Switch this summer. This is basically the creme de la creme of the Platinum Game Studio. Like, the best of the best seem to be working on this game. What did you think?
Dude, this game looks exciting.
It does.
Like, this is pure, like, anime, sci-fi anime. I'm in love with the look of this game.
Yeah,
like, I have no idea what the gameplay is really like. I know the pedigree of Platinum, and they make superb action games.
Yes.
And I don't really know anything about this. I just think that the trailer looks amazing, so I can't wait to really see more. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. I feel like it's one of those games that we didn't see coming, and that's what I love when Nintendo is clicking on all cylinders. We start to see games that we didn't see coming, brand new stuff that people want to bring to Nintendo first. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that Nintendo funded this. I'm sure that Platinum went to Nintendo and was like, hey, do you want this or not? If not, we're going to take it elsewhere. And they were probably like, absolutely, give it to us. They do great work. And it could have, you know what? It could have been one of them deals like, hey, you come finish Star Fox Zero for us, and we'll fund this game for you. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows who's scratching who's back? But
exactly.
I think that they've always had a strong relationship. They did the Wonderful 101 on Wii U. I think that the Switch has got a slightly older demographic than the Wii U did, so I think that this game will probably suit the Switch more. So it probably will be one of those exclusives, and I think that it's just the right sort of game for the Switch.
I agree. The next game up on the list is Tetris 99. I don't know if you got a chance to play this game or check it out or try it.
No, because I don't have Nintendo Online, but
so it's free.
I think it looks really good.
It's free with Nintendo Online. I have played it. I like it. I'm not a fan of like playing it forever, but I like to play, like, jump in, play a couple of rounds. It is hard. Like,
I like
it
watching
is
people
hard.
play.
Oh, it's so hard, man. It ran like you're doing good and you got it going and you got the blocks down low, and then you get kinked up like 1 second, and then that's all it takes. You get that one kink up, and then all of a sudden, like, all these blocks. I've gone where I'm like just crushing all the way through, and then within 10 seconds I'm out because I just got block, and then boom, right up to the top, and it's like, What just happened to me? I can't even figure out.
What's your highest ranking?
26th is the lowest I got to.
Okay.
I got
Not
to
bad.
26. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I like it though, and I also like that they were like, "Hey, it's available now. Go check it out."
Shadow Drop.
Shadow Drop, I love those.
Yeah. A couple of those in this direct.
Yes, exactly. Fire Emblem Three Houses. What was your thought about?
You know,
that?
I am very lukewarm.
Get the light. Go get the light.
Yeah, I'm reaching. You know.
Yeah, I know. So for me, I am gonna get it. I'm definitely gonna get it. I love Fire Emblem games. This game is a little different. It's gonna be interesting to see how it all works out and all that stuff. But it's a day one for me. They've earned enough trust in me in the last two Fire Emblem games, Awakening and Fates, that I am all in. Day one, I will have this game.
It's the sort of game that should be right up my alley, but I think I don't know. I'm just getting a little bit bored.
Listen, it's Harry Potter, man.
I know that's what I thought when I saw the trailer. I was like,
that's what it feels like.
And I don't know. I think I just need to see more gameplay because all this cutscenes and talking, enough talk.
Well, what I like about it is it feels like the battle system is different. Like when you're battling, it feels like you're actually on the battlefield.
Well, yeah, some of it actually looked like a Warriors game.
Yeah, some of it did. I liked it. Yeah. All right, so we'll jump into something that I know you were very excited about. Box Boy coming to Switch. And it looked good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as good as a black and white game looks. But
yeah.
It just looked really, really good. I like the co-op aspect of it.
Yeah.
I know you're excited because you and Karina will play this for sure. And probably you and Drummy, your other BFF. And, Dragon Quest Builders 2. What'd you think?
I don't know. I didn't really get into the first game. I know that you did. I don't know. That's something I'm not too excited about.
So for me, this was the game that I looked at it and I was like, okay, let me set my expectations to a reasonable bar. I don't think that we're going to see Animal Crossing, which was the game that I definitely wanted. Yeah. Or I wanted to see. And I was like, I don't think we're going to see anything with this game. I'm going to set my expectations right where they need to be.
Yeah.
What's the next game that I want to see that's very possible? And I felt Dragon Quest Builders. So when they showed it off, they gave me a date, a time frame. I was ecstatic. And I said, you know what, man? I'm ready. Let's go. I actually downloaded the demo, the Japanese demo, to try it. And I love it already. You like Minecraft, you would love this game. You really would love this game. I think it's kind of like some Zelda quality to it. Some
Do you know what they're adding to the sequel to make it different?
You're able to first off, co-op is available.
Okay.
The other one was more of a single player game. You're able to build traveling items like paragliders and all that stuff. You're able to fast travel. And what happens is with the fast travel is it pops up top and you can actually it looks like a 16-bit map. And you can pick where you want to go and move.
Yeah, I like that.
Where before it was kind of like you had to run to portals and try to. It was kind of weird. That's as far as and the storyline is a little bit better in this one. Let's see.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bobby. The other Dragon Quest thing that I got excited about was Dragon Quest 11S.
Yes. We're getting more stuff on the Switch than we did on the PS4.
Oh yeah,
which makes me happy I waited. That I
didn't
jump on
unique stories for each character as extra free DLC, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, and actually graphically, I think it looks pretty decent.
I agree. I think it looks really good. I think there's some points where you can see where it was pared down a little bit, but at the same time, it doesn't take a hit to me. When you look at it, it goes, "Hey, this looks pretty damn good."
There were a couple of games in this direct that did look atrocious. I don't know if you're going to read them off or not, but
probably not. But I knew the
one you said. All right, Assassin's Creed 3
looks bad.
Looks like a PS2 game. Yeah. That is so bad. And what is that horror game? There's a horror game that's it's some procedurally generated. I don't know. It looks absolute trash.
Yeah, I agree.
Hot trash in the winter, Bobby.
Hot trash in the winter is not that bad because it doesn't get that hot.
Yeah, we were used to like standing around bins.
Yeah, it doesn't smell.
Underpasses, like burning bins.
I gotta teach you how to do this stuff. Okay, so Final Fantasy IX got released, Shadow Drop. Did you buy it?
Oh, I bought it, Bobby.
So did I. I didn't play it yet, but I bought it.
Oh man, that game is gold. It is. I love it.
We got Final Fantasy VII coming in March.
Yep.
And I'm not that excited about that one. I don't know why.
I'm excited, but I think everyone's just overly familiar with it.
Yeah.
I think nine is sort of less people played 9. Still amazing. Still very well remembered.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Daemon X Machina.
The more I see of this game, the more interested I am.
Did you get the demo?
No, I haven't got a room on my Switch. I had to delete a bunch of stuff for Final Fantasy IX. So
you gotta get this demo and try it. When I was talking to Miss Click last night, she made some valid points. It feels a little off. It is a demo, and basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to gauge what we want as players. So they'll put a survey out and they'll get a feel, kind of like what they did with Octopath Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
If I get one, I will be very blunt and honest with it. It's obviously not polished. It's not perfect, but it gives you a feel. I definitely want to see more. And try more of it. So
it's a very unusual game. It kind of came out of nowhere. It's a funny sort of genre that you don't really see on Nintendo very often.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got weird vibes about this game, so I'd be interested to see what people really think of it.
I agree. Yeah. Let's just breeze through some of this other stuff too, real quick. Hellblade's coming, which I thought was a big move. Which is crazy because Ninja Theory actually got bought by Xbox. So
yeah, very surprised, but graphically again, that looks amazing. Couldn't believe how good that looked.
I know it did. Rune Factory 5, that do anything for you?
No.
Yeah, and
looks like a 3DS game, man.
That's we're getting Deltarune Chapter 1, which comes from Toby Fox, and basically, it's going to be a free download on the Nintendo Switch, available February 28th. They're saying, so that's kind of cool. Anything else here that I see? Yoshi's Crafted World. Did you get the demo for that?
Not yet. I've watched somebody play it, and I think it looks very, very cool.
Okay. I played it. I want to go back and try it again. I'm not a fan right now.
I did see your opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the back and forth. Really? Because when I complete the world, I want it to be done and moved on.
Yeah.
If I go back to get another coin and all that, that's fine. That's my own doing. But to actually complete a world and they get thrown back in that world.
Is it not optional though to go back?
No, because what they do is you beat the world, they flip the world, and you go back, and you got to go backwards. Then they flip the world back again, and then you have another objective. So it feels very.
Yeah, but the second objective, when they flip it back to normal, isn't that optional?
Well, right now I don't know that, and that's the thing, because this is a demo. You're playing that one world, so you play that one world 3 times.
Okay.
Forward, backwards, forward, and there's 3 different missions to forward, backwards, forward. So it feels very Super Mario Galaxy, very Super Mario 64, where you would re-enter the painting, come back out.
Well, the thing is with those games is it worked because it was 3D and the world was much larger, and every time you went through it, you had a different experience. With a 2D game, you're locked to a path. I know you can go into the foreground and background a bit, but I think that would just get too repetitive too quickly. So I hope they don't overdo it.
And I'll be honest with you, it's weird. It's just weird. It feels very strange after you've run one way to then turn around and run back the other way. It just, I don't know. The last one I'll talk about, Captain Toad. What did you think?
That was one of the biggest surprises for me. I love that they're adding new DLC. I love that they've just thrown in co-op.
Yes.
Like that. The thing is, though, that makes me think, why weren't that in there to begin with? because
No.
they just put it out on Switch,
Hmm.
and it's like, I know it's a budget game, but it's like, if they're going to put it on Switch, just make it the definitive version from the start.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. Absolutely.
Mm.
There's no reason they should have released it when they released it. I think they might have rushed it because they didn't have a whole lot last year, and they had to get something
I
out.
think you're right, and it does annoy me a bit because I got it, I played it, and I sold it, and now I want it again because it's got co-op.
Well, why did you sell it?
Because I was done with it.
Stop being a dummy. Keep the games you get. This is why you should be digital. We need to get you a bigger SD card so you can start getting all digital. You need physical collection nonsense.
One more thing
Yeah.
that I saw. Bloodstained gameplay.
I am not impressed at all.
You're not impressed?
No.
I thought it looked really cool.
I think it looks like trash.
Why? Why does it look like trash?
It feels like a PS2 game to me.
It's meant to.
No, it's not meant to.
It's meant to feel like Symphony of the Night, which was a PS1 game.
The jumping looks bad. It just feels bad, man. Dude, when you played that original one not the original one, but you played the 8-bit one that they put out, that game is fantastic. Game is fantastic. And then you play that, you look at this one, it's like, ooh, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not a fan of it. I have to see more.
I do think that indie developers, they can do pixel art really well. Like most indie developers can put a game out and it looks good in pixel art. Yeah. But it's when they start trying to do like a more complicated art style that's, more high definition, that sometimes if they haven't got the budget, you can really tell, and it affects the game a lot.
I agree.
It's like Ukulele, right?
Yeah.
That game should have looked, the whole game should have been designed better, but I feel that's a bad looking game. And if it was a pixel art game, then it probably would have looked a lot better.
We got a new segment we're going to do. This was called Nintendo Fans Want to Know. Right now, we're just doing Nintendo questions, but if you have Sony questions moving forward, send them to us, because we would love to answer these. What I want to do, Toby, is I want to give you 5 minutes. We're basically going to put a clock that we're going to answer these things 5 minutes long. That's it.
Okay. Right.
First question we have is your favorite game also your best game you have ever played? For example, this guy's favorite game is Super Mario World, but the best game that he's ever played is Breath of the Wild.
All right, so that's really down to how do you interpret best?
Yeah.
What does best mean to you?
Yeah.
Does that mean like it's the most fun, or does it mean it's the best designed? Because I understand like people that enjoy like a 7 out of 10 game because it's like, I don't know, it's just old school, it's comforting. It might have poor graphics, cheesy dialogue, but there's something that you love about that. But I don't know, man. Like my favorite game of all time is A Link to the Past, and I think it's got a timeless art style. It's got fantastic design. It's paced really well. But I don't know. Like, are there better games? Graphically, there definitely are, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. The closest comparison is obviously A Link Between Worlds, but I don't think that's a better game.
I don't either. I think A Link to the Past is better than A Link Between Worlds. For me, my favorite game of all time is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Do I think that's the best game ever? Absolutely not. I know there are better games out there. Dude, Last of Us is a phenomenal game. There's a lot of games that I think are better than that game, but to me, that's my favorite game. But I think there's another thing too that cues into our better or our favorite game, and it's nostalgia. What's the game that brings up a lot of memories and flushes a lot of memories to you? That game brings up so many memories to me because I accomplished something that I never thought I could accomplish. I accomplished something that none of my friends could accomplish. So for me, that's what brings it out for me. Other people, but I also know that like that doesn't make it the best game ever. It's just my favorite game. So for me, that's what it boils down to. I know that
the best game ever, the best designed game ever is probably Tetris.
Possibly. Possibly.
Because it's just pure mechanics.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. Like, at the end of the day, you're going to lose at some point. I don't know. It's so simple. It's got great music. It's just designed really well.
I agree. Next question we have is what to expect from Pokemon 2019. Will it be good and revolutionary? Will it be as good and revolutionary as Breath of the Wild?
I think this game, if it doesn't give you control of the camera to freely move it around, then it's not revolutionary. It's not good enough. Because I have a feeling it's just going to be a prettier 3DS style Pokemon game.
I agree. I feel like this version is coming out. The version so Pokemon does this thing where they come out every year. Every November we get a new Pokemon game. And I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to put out this year they're going to put out trying to explain this properly. They're going to put out the next gen this year. Then next year will probably be like an offshoot, like a better version of it, like the Ultra Sun and Moon or whatever. And then they'll go back to Let's Go, and they'll do another Let's Go game because that was wildly popular. And then they'll go back to Gen 10, and then or Gen 9. And then that's the way they'll do it. So I feel like the game we're getting this year, the Gen 8. Right, this is Gen 8 that's coming up. The Gen 8 game that's coming up will just be, like you said, a prettier Pokemon game, a prettier 3DS game. And then the one after that will be the one I think that everybody wants. That'll be the one that will blow people away. It'll be revolutionary. It'll be different. I really believe they'll go open world on it. They'll open it up and go open world on it.
I hope so.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
I hope it's still really cute graphically, though. I don't think they should take it too far.
They can. They can still make it, good. They can still make it good. It's just that they or not. I don't want to say cutesy because that's a bad word. Chibi, or like they can make it look like let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee, but just open world. I
don't want it to look like Breath of the Wild.
Oh no! Yeah. And I don't. And when I say Breath of the Wild, I don't mean that art style, that look. When I say Breath of the Wild, I just mean open world, go anywhere. Like what I would love to see is you basically can travel from Kanto to Johto and all that, and just move. Like you start out in Kanto, you do what you do, and then when you move to the next section, maybe you drop your Pokemon. Maybe they're like, hey, you can't bring these Pokemon into this region, and you kind of got to start over again. Maybe they'll let you take one in. So, or whatever they might do, but like, it would be nice to just travel the entire world to make a gigantic world broken up into these different sections. It'd be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah.
Last question we have. Do you think the next iteration of the Switch will have a 3DS slot to be played in handheld mode only?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I don't know, man. They'd have to just have a really good 3DS emulator built into the Switch.
It's true. I mean, could they? The question is how do they build it in? I'll be honest with you. I would love it if they did. I don't think
they could because I don't think because it's a different type of touch screen.
Yeah.
The way that screens would have to be aligned would be really weird. I don't know. I can't see that happening.
Well, I mean, I can't see it happening either, now that I'm talking about it. I mean, it would be really cool if they could find a way to do it. Just even if it was a way that we were just like, hey, you can't play in 3D. But
just buy a 2DS. They're cheap enough. They're way cheaper than a Switch.
Yeah, but it's nice to just, if they were putting out a new Switch, it'd be kind of cool to have that option of just, hey, we're going to have, another slot so we can play more games, and we have more games to play. The beasts are just terrorizing you.
They are. Yoshi's tapping at the door right now.
That's the best dog in the world right there. My little Yoshi. My little Yoshi. So that is all. Thank you guys for listening.
Is that all, Bobby? I know that, we got to wrap this up, but I want to talk about what we're playing.
Well, Toby, we're not going to go on for 16 hours over here. Save it for next week.
All right.
It's always next week.
I'm going to be backed up, man. I've got to get this out.
That's fine. You're not that good at playing games. You're not going to finish them very quickly. That is all. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. You can follow Mr. Toby Thornton over on the Twitters at Toby's_take. You can follow me at Nintendo Gurus. Get a chance. Go over. Go enter that contest to win yourself a Switch. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Enjoy yourself. Play some video games.
other thing I wanted to do is I'm going to change, rather than inquiring minds want to know, I'm going to change it to Nintendo fans want to know.
Okay.
Because it's basically all Nintendo topics. And then maybe we'll get to the point where maybe Sony people will start writing us questions. Yeah. Which would be awesome, you know?
Yeah.
What camera am I using over there with you? It looks like the good camera.
Yeah, it does look good.
And I can't tell if... No, there's no lag. It looks like there's no... Is there any lag on your side with me? Talking well?
Not at the moment. Usually that happens when you start recording.
Yeah, I'm not using the Skype recorder now. I'm actually recording now. So that's good.
Interesting. Yeah.
And dude, how about that Discord stuff, man? Was that a mess or what?
Oh, that was a big mess.
Oh god,
big sticky mess.
That's why me and Sean we went back to Skype. I'm like, I'm not messing with this nonsense. I'm going to do one more thing, and then I will be ready to start. I'm trying something else new as well.
Always trying new things.
Well, you know what, man? I've been listening to podcasts at work. And I'm like, man, all these people are doing some really cool stuff. Why are we not, like, doing some similar, not the same stuff, but some similar type stuff, you know? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start, like, leaning in and grabbing bits and pieces and kind of doing some stuff here, so we'll see what happens. All right, turn my... Oh, that's nice. I turned my witch called off. Boy, the cameras look really sharp on this, Toby. Holy crap, dude. So much better than before with the Discord and with just recording with Skype. Like, OBS has got a nice crisp. Because I'm pulling... Man, Toby, you look really good today. Like, really? Like, man, if you weren't a married man, I'd have my way with you. Toby, I want to show you something before we start. Did you see this yesterday?
Oh, I didn't see it, but I watched. I don't know what show it was, but you were saying that you were geeking out about getting it.
Yeah. And then this beauty right here.
Ooh, that looks very cool, Bobby.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I haven't
Are you
even opened
sneaking in some Geek Outs right now?
No, these aren't even my Geek Outs. So don't worry. Look, I would not spoil the Geek Out for you. I want to hit you with the Geek Out just right all over your face, neck, and chest.
Okay.
Yeah, just give it to you like you want it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I got it. I'm sitting here talking. I don't even know. All right, hold on. Let me. Just give me your topic again, real quick, so I can type it in here.
Ubisoft said they have 3 or 4 AAA games coming next fiscal year. What could they be?
Okay. So we're on episode 7. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're gonna do the new. Okay, here we go. Today's episode of Nintendo PlayStation Pro. Today's episode of Nintendo PlayStation Podcast is brought to you by the Xbox Drive. Please take a moment, go over, check them out on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you can get your podcast. They're not on SoundCloud. Hold on. One more time. Today's episode of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast is brought to you by the Xbox Drive, the most horsepower podcast in all the land. Go check out Sean Capri and Luke Lore and everything they're doing on that podcast. It is amazing stuff. Ball. Okay.
The most horsepower.
That's what they say. Because he's driving. That's a fucking good tagline. Don't you shit all over it.
Does Sean Capri drive?
What's that?
What car does he drive?
Oh, his car. I don't know what car he has. He drives to work, then he gets on the train. He drives to the train station, gets a train, and goes into town.
I bet it's probably not that many horsepower in the grand scheme of things.
Would you stop it? Stop. You know what? I'm going to put all this in. You're going to have some explaining to do.
I'm going to do a podcast with my mate Mike, because he's got lots of horsepowers. He's got all the horsepowers, and he's adding more soon, so we'll out horsepower that.
Are you
podcast.
done?
I'll tell you.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What is up, everybody, and welcome to these stupid seasons. Okay.
Oh no.
You got me all screwed up.
Who came up with that? Jeez.
You jackass. Got me doing stupid stuff. All right, here we go. What is up, everybody, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 7 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host in all the land. That was wrong. You gotta start over.
Oh, Bobby! I got my prop.
Hold on, I gotta start over. I said the greatest co-host. Okay. You're not the greatest co-host.
Pretend you didn't see that.
I'll pretend I didn't see it. Hold on, I gotta turn you up anyway. Okay. What is up, everybody, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 7 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast.